I want to talk to you about a question I get a lot from restaurant clients. Do I need to send 1099s? And if so, who should be getting them from me? I want you to understand exactly what the function of this form is and the responsibilities are as a restaurant owner. We are going to start with who needs to send them, who needs to receive them, what are they, the basics. So a 1099, and I'm going to use that term 1099, but what I really mean for the majority of the examples I'm going to use is the 1099 NEC form, which is the non-employee compensation. There's actually a bunch of different 1099s with different letters and acronyms and stuff on the back end, but for the most part, what I'm talking about is the 1099 NEC form. There is also one called the 1099 miscellaneous form, which this one is for restaurants that use they use that when they are paying rent and they have to record how much rent they paid, payment to an attorney, prizes or rewards money, that sort of thing. So if you're renting a space, you're going to want to send a 1099 to your landlord if you meet all the criteria, which I'm going to go through now. It used to be before 2020, the year 2020, that we would use this form, the 1099 miscellaneous form, to report payments to independent contractors, but that's no longer the case. So the IRS requires businesses to report non-employee compensation on the 1099 NEC form. So when a contractor makes money, it's basically a way to declare, hey, I made this much money from doing business to business services. So what ends up happening is the hiring company, your restaurant, needs to send this report to the IRS and report that you paid this plumber, you paid the website designer, you paid the electrician, whoever, this much money. And they need to go claim that on their taxes on the flip side. So number one is, who do you need to send the form to? This is the first filter. Find out any vendors of yours who provided services to your restaurant. Who did you hire to perform services at your restaurant? That's the first question to ask yourself. Number two, did you pay over $600 over the course of the year? Doesn't matter if it was a one-time payment or it doesn't matter how much. Over the course of 2023, did you pay them over $600? Number three, did you pay them by ACH, check, or cash? You got to know that as well. The last thing to ask yourself is, are they a corporation? Now, you may not know that. I know that I don't know what some of the businesses are when I first hire them. I don't know how they're classified. So here's your solution, though. Ask for a W-9 form from them. And it's good to get in the habit of getting this form right when you have them do the service. So ask for it right away. But I know life gets so busy, and by end of year, though, you got to make sure you have a W-9 from every service provider you hired. Some people are going to have a W-9 ready to hand out when they give you their invoice. Many do not, but they really should. So let me go back to my first the question I asked a minute ago. Are they a corporation? Well, how do you know? Well, you look at their W-9 that they give you. You can see if that person is taxed as a C Corp, an S Corp, or if they're an LLC but taxed as an S Corp, then those three are exempt from having to receive the 1099 NEC form. This form is really for the independent contractor, the freelancer, the solopreneur, that group, as long as they met the criteria for the 1099 NEC. In your QuickBooks, go to reports and start typing transaction list by vendor in the search box. And this report will show you your vendors, the transactions, how much did it meet the $600 threshold. Another good habit is to get into, as you enter a new vendor into QuickBooks, and after getting their W-9 form, you can tag that vendor that they are subject to getting 1099s. There's a place to check off, yes, I want to track payments for 1099. And the field right next to that is where you would enter the Social Security number. So the 1099 process can be streamlined once you get organized and enter the information right when you receive it. You want to be tracking it in QuickBooks. As restaurant owners, you have way too much stuff to do for year end. So let's get that process as painless as we can. Just a few more notes that I want to add. You need to file these forms by January 31st. And also, I would recommend just checking the IRS website if you had any further questions or to find out more about your state filing requirements. And if you're one of my clients, message me. And if you need help with your 1099s, and if you're not yet a client of mine, and you need help with the 1099s or you need help with bookkeeping, schedule a call. Link is right on my homepage of my website, www.thefoodbookkeeper.com.